gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Movies and Models. I'm your boy KP as usual, and we got my guy B More in the building. B More, what's up?
What's going on?
How you feeling today?
I'm good. How you feeling?
Hey, well, you know, allergies is killing me, but we in here.
It's a lot of pollen.
It's a lot of pollen or something going on in LA. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I'm excited today because we got. You go ahead. You tell them who we got.
I can. Okay. Let me tell you something. First of all, as usual, y'all know I get excited for my guests. I have my homegirl joining us. She is probably one of the very few people I'm still in contact with from like my first early years in LA. Okay? That's how long I've known her. I've been on like 13 plus years. It's been a long time. Screenwriter, actress, producer, model, stallion. Alright? Jonah Carew is in the building. What's up?
What's up?
How are you?
I've been great, very
Long
great.
time.
It's been forever.
Yeah.
It's been forever.
Connect.
It's a
moment right here.
This is our first. I don't even remember.
It's been years.
I don't even remember the last time I've seen you. I just know it's been a while. You still look great.
Thank you.
You still look great, right? You know what I'm saying? And we got my guy in the building, a trailblazer like none other. You've seen him on social media going viral after viral after viral. You know what I mean? Actor, streamer, chaos causer sometimes when it needs to be.
You know.
Okay? My guy Sway the Plug is in the building.
Thanks for having me.
What's up, man? Wake up, man.
on?
Wake up. Be chill.
What's going on? He just woke up.
I did.
Yeah, what's up?
I did.
He was up late
I was
streaming
on
last
time.
night.
Yeah, how late did you stream?
Probably to like 2 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, I had
That's
crazy,
pretty late. That's
crazy
pretty late.
guests over last night.
That's pretty late. Okay, come on up in here, player.
Yeah, don't
I
mind
don't.
us.
We
to start
always.
there you go.
My guy, let me tell you something. I appreciate you.
Start easy.
Right? Nah,
Thank you.
Humbly.
I ain't got the black ones on.
Yeah, we got Sky back here too, everybody. Y'all can't see Sky, but Sky's over here to the side. You know what I mean? Shout out to Patrick and Corey back there as well. So look, y'all. First of all, I like to get things going really quick here with a couple of quick icebreakers.
Okay. What you
Okay.
All right.
Sway, let me start off. Go to karaoke song.
Limp Bizkit, Behind Blue Eyes.
I don't even.
How does that go?
know that?
Give us like the first line.
No one knows what it's like to be the sad man. That's it.
I don't know that.
Does
one,
it
y'all.
turn like does it go crazy when you get into the hook?
Is beyond, it's empty.
Do the crowd get into it?
They can't because they don't.
Right?
They don't know
My
this.
shit, man.
That's a good song.
No, that ain't it.
I got hours.
All I know is I did it all for the nookie. Come on, the nookie. Come on, you can take that cookie. Now that might get it going. That's the Limp Bizkit I know.
Nah, that's a good one though.
Okay, Key, what you got?
So my warm-up song, every time I do karaoke, it
do
has
more
to
than
be... I do like at least 2 warm-up songs,
Okay.
but Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay,
It's like
that's
one
long
that's
as
like an
fuck, though.
icebreaker, but it like clears the throat, it gets you going.
You doing all the parts to
Keep thinking
that?
about it.
I'm
To
doing,
the you doing that?
I'm doing all of it.
Mamma Mia.
I'm cutting the cord on you at karaoke. That shit 10 minutes long.
It's long
Well,
as
you know,
hell.
you get the crowd involved, so it's like a whole interaction. It kind of breaks the ice a little bit.
What's the other one?
And then the other one is No Doubt. I'm Just a Girl.
I'm just a guy. That's it, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's Gwen Stefani, right?
Yep, Gwen
Yeah,
Stefani.
okay, I'm with that.
Gotta go, Gwen.
Sway, favorite childhood snack? You from Louisiana, so what did y'all have? Like pickles and
And Kool-Aid.
pickles and Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
I knew it was some nasty shit like that.
Kool-Aid.
Boy, pickles and Kool-Aid. Brandon, you had that before?
Put a
Pickles
peppermint
and
in it too.
Kool-Aid?
Put
Nah.
the peppermint in the middle of the pickle, and then you get the Kool-Aid and dip
Peppermint pickles?
peppermint Kool-Aid pickle.
Nah.
Nah,
That's
geez.
definitely
That
that's
ain't it either.
Louisiana.
South of y'all.
That's definitely Louisiana.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's yeah.
If somebody watching right now talking about, man, they don't
You
know
had that
about
before, Keith?
pickle with the Kool-Aid.
No, never.
That's too
No.
black. That's too black for us right there. What was your favorite childhood snack?
It's just country.
So there was a older man that lived across the street from my grandmother, and he used to sell. They were called coochie cups,
What?
and it was basically like a Kool-Aid slushie. And he would sell it for 50 cents. So that was always, and they came in the little Dixie cups, and that was like
So y'all
always
was
like my.
taking random treats from
He wasn't
old man
random.
across the street.
But they were called coochie
Called
cups.
coochie cups from
how
an
it was.
old man
That's how it
across
was
the
back in the
street.
day, huh?
We had that. We called them cool cups.
Coochie cups is
from
crazy.
an
Coochie
old
cups is
man
next
across
level.
the street.
Selling them to little kids.
I think that's what it was
crazy.
Selling
called.
to little kids is wild.
I
Where are you
think-
from?
I think Florida.
That's wild. Ugh, yuck.
I think that's what it was
I
called.
wanna
Coochie
try.
cups.
No, you think that's what it was called. You know that's what it was called. As a kid, your grandma let you go over there? It's wild, Joe. What is going on here?
Start
Pickles
selling
and
coochie cups.
Gucci cups. That's that was my favorite childhood
What was your
snack.
favorite flavor coochie cup?
Probably the fruit punch.
Okay.
Fruit punch flavor coochie cup.
Ooh.
That's too
That's
wild
next level,
for me.
man.
Swade, if you can instantly become an expert in anything, what would it be?
Woman psychology.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're pretty good at that now.
Yeah, I'm pretty
You know?
nifty.
Yeah, you're pretty, you know.
I think KP studied that at college for a
I
second.
definitely studied.
It was like women's studies.
Women's studies. I'm trying to tell people like I was like great in that class. I was phenomenal in women's studies. Okay? It helps me to this day.
It's like,
see that. I
can
it was
see that,
it was only
yeah.
girls in the class,
It
so
was
that's
only
why
girls.
that's why he took it.
Yeah, that's exactly
I would
right.
say you
can see that.
Okay.
are charming
Yeah,
guy.
that's what I be trying to tell niggas be. What yours instantly?
Right off the bat, I think I would have to say a pilot.
Okay.
I really,
You wanna
there's
fly.
just something about, being in a plane and just not having control. And I'm not saying I'm a control freak, but if something goes down and it's like weird, I would like to have the knowledge to like,
Yeah.
oh, I can,
got this.
I got this. I can like save the day. I can help or something, you know.
Yeah,
The pilot
So
like fainted, you could take over.
I'm like,
Yes.
let her do it. She
yes,
knows. Yeah,
So,
hell yeah. My pilot friend.
pilot.
Yeah.
Shit,
They don't
yeah.
trust them. Hey, her? They gonna let her do
She
it?
know what she doing.
In heels.
We
in
on our way
heels.
out.
The coochie,
mind
the
the
coochie.
heels.
The coochie cup girl? Nah, we good, G.
Get her a coochie cup.
We alright, we done. Give me two quick other ones. World is ending. Last movie you watching?
Sinners. I mean, no, suckers. Why did I say sinners? Suckers.
Oh, so that's what.
Suckers.
Of course.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm excited today because we got our actor from Suckers. which
Actor from Suckers.
You ain't mentioned that at all.
I didn't.
In the
I think
beginning.
I was gonna let's get into it.
Suckers, baby.
Suckers is our
Nah.
movie out on Tubi
Go
and
watch
Amazon
that now.
Prime
We gonna
right
promo
now.
that the whole way.
You know,
Go
one of
get
our
that.
stars, Swade is here. Suckers is the
baby.
last thing you watch and the world's going down. I fuck with
And
that.
I'm telling everybody,
I like
go
that.
watch Suckers right now before the world
Go
ends.
watch that. You ain't gonna see no profit from it because we on our way out. Those
Okay, though, they seen
but it's
the movie.
okay. As long as you get it.
See, we have a fan favorite right now, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, it is.
Oh man, it's so hard to say because there's so many great.
It's a lot.
There's so many great ones, but
They are.
I probably would say, and you guys might laugh,
No.
but the girlies will appreciate this. Clueless.
Cool.
I'm
Solid.
watching
Good movie.
I was
Clueless.
gonna ask Sky, and I figured hers was gonna be Mean Girls. What would yours be?
Damn, I don't even know.
Oh, we.
I want to watch a movie that I have never seen before, like a really good.
That's too stressful.
As the last movie before the world ends that you've never seen, what if it's
What if
horrible?
that shit bombs?
Be mad as hell with the end of this shit. Like, damn, that shit was trash.
Then the movie
Yeah,
like, I'll pick another one.
yeah, too late. Too late.
Why Clueless though? Because it's funny. It's a nostalgic.
It's nostalgic
Yeah.
or nostalgia, and it's just very much like womanly, like like I don't know.
It
It's
says
just
girl.
It's girl.
Yeah. It was,
getting
I mean,
a
it's
little
classic. It's
shimmy.
iconic.
Yeah.
It's iconic. I'm with that.
Rolling with the homies.
If you can go out on dinner with any fictional character, who would it be, Sway?
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse is
Yeah,
very
I got
right.
figured.
no hesitation. He went straight to it.
Mickey
I've
Mouse.
been thinking about that for a while.
Jay-Z
Right?
got
Nah, there's something going on with Mickey, man.
Okay.
You gotta
What do
figure it out.
What do you think is wrong with him?
We need to smoke first.
I feel like he's always high. The way he be talking.
High already.
Oh boy, he's always juiced up.
He might be on the wrong things though, because
Okay.
the way he be acting.
What you gonna act like? What y'all gonna talk about?
We gonna sit down and talk about his history, his
Okay.
backstory, his creator, how he feel about kids for real.
Okay. Because he might not really fuck with
He
you.
might not really like kids.
Right.
He got thrown in there like that,
Okay, I can see that. That's solid. That's solid.
Dang.
Come on, it could be anybody. I think it can really be anybody. It can be a character from something. You know, I mean, whatever.
What character?
mean,
Oh,
whatever.
Same with it, right?
there's I'm
Dion
gonna have
from
to
Clueless.
say, No.
Yeah,
Denzel from Flight.
Right.
Oh God.
Yeah, there you go.
Denzel from Equalizer.
Oh,
Okay.
You
Equalizer. He's so
somebody else
serious.
like the Equalizer.
Oh,
last
yes.
time I forgot
Yeah,
who I
that
was
was
talking
dope.
to.
He was
Yes.
so serious in that movie.
He's so serious,
So
but
you want to sit and have dinner with him?
yes,
Equalizer. Denzel.
absolutely.
He might not talk.
Yeah, about anything fun. You ain't gonna get a lot of information. I mean, it's cool with Denzel though. I mean, Equalizer Denzel.
I mean, it's Equalizer Denzel.
Yeah.
Flight Denzel would be fun.
He
But
getting
he was like drunk,
He
right?
He trying
He's
to
getting
fuck.
drunk.
And you can learn how to
Like
be a
Denzel
pilot.
trying to
You
fuck.
can learn how to be a pilot.
Right.
And you can learn how to be
There
a
you
pilot.
go.
the best.
Yes.
From the
Yes.
absolute fucking best.
Yes.
But you gonna be drunk for sure.
Gonna be drunk.
Y'all gonna be drunk. And he gonna get. And he gonna
Coked
turn.
out.
So, movies and models, y'all. This, we're really huge here on TV and film. That's what we like to base everything off of. It's major to us. Go to the movies a lot. We watch movies a lot. What's the last thing you seen in theaters?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Sinners.
Sinners was the last thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sam, that's the last in theaters.
In theaters, yeah.
That's in like currently in there?
Yep.
That's the last
Sinners
thing
was
I
the
seen
last thing you saw in
in
theaters.
Yeah.
Key.
The last thing that I saw in theaters was 28 Years Later.
Okay. What did you think?
I haven't
It was. I gave it a negative 1,000.
Oh.
It's a hardcore.
You seen it too?
It's a.
I just posted like a
It's
quick review on it
unbelievable.
today, and I was like very disappointed
Yes.
in that. You
Very
know what I mean?
it's
It was
disappointing.
very
They made us wait 28 years.
They made us wait,
give us some
and it's like, and like I said in
Trash.
my quick little review, I said the first 25 minutes I was locked in.
Yes.
First 25 minutes,
Yes.
I'm like, this is now we
This is
talking.
it.
But then it like, without I don't want to spoil anything, but then it like takes a turn and kind of changes the pace of it and like the story.
Can we
and
spoil
dynamic.
a little bit? Because I mean,
No, because you can't. You don't want. Granny gonna watch it at some
just
point.
a
Granny
little.
gonna
Can
go
we,
see
can we
it.
spoil just
I'm
a
watching.
little? Just like, can you just say one thing that you like
All right.
despise, and I'll just say one thing that I can't, and then that's it. Because
we about to spoil it. If you don't want to,
I
if you don't
mean,
want to spoil, pause the video or some shit.
Is Patrick here? Because Patrick, boy, he.
did you not like in the movie theater? Because this was my son and I. We were watching people like, are y'all seeing this bullshit? Like we are. Like this is
Y'all was
weird.
looking around at
Yes.
So
everybody to
really,
make sure y'all wasn't the only ones.
Exactly.
A lot of it, for me, a lot of it, I'm gonna try not to spoil as much. 'Cause it's like the decision making. I think the main character who really runs this entire movie is this kid. Like he's like the guy.
Mm-hmm.
The movie kind of revolves around his choices and his decisions and family and things of that magnitude. This motherfucker was pissing me off the
Yes.
whole time.
Yes, the whole
and I'm
time.
like, hey, yo, how are you able to do? Like, what are you thinking?
What are you
G?
thinking?
What are you thinking? What are you doing? How is this like? So I think once we got to that point where everything was on his shoulders, I was like, oh yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good. And then there was like some other choices that were made
unbelievable.
throughout the shit. It was like, okay.
It's unbelievable.
I don't know if y'all seen, but 28 years later is trending on TikTok because it was a zombie in that thing who had like a motherfucking 13-inch dick that they keep talking about. That's all they're talking about on TikTok is that motherfucker's zombie dick. I don't know. That's like it was like a trend. It's like that's people going to watch the movie because of that.
What?
Yes. It's
Okay.
it's
all right.
far out.
That's the only thing
It
I'll
is
spoil
far
right
out.
there. If you, at some point you gonna be in that bitch like,
That's
hey,
that's the spoiler you want to
we
get.
talking about?
yo, what? You can't miss it.
Well, can I just do this one?
Why?
This one
Y'all
little.
want to keep spoiling
just one.
it. Okay.
I didn't even spoil nothing
I'm
yet
not-
besides
I'm
the dick, the zombie dick.
I'm
I
not
don't think
gonna
that's
spoil
too bad,
anything.
Scott.
Except, was it really interesting how those crawling zombies were eating the worms, and they were all Asian. They all looked like little Buddhas.
I didn't even,
When you look at like
they were chunky that motherfucker.
they were
I ain't gonna
chunky
lie, for
and
sure.
they crawled.
But that was also another thing that threw
It
me off
was
too,
just-
because I was like, I
It was
was
weird.
also
Weird.
with that. I was kind of confused too. I was like, are they like because the other zombies from 20, from these installments, they just be so jacked up, crazy,
Right.
and you got these weird crawling. I was like,
Crawlers.
Are they just people hide? Or like, what did I miss?
Right.
How do we?
They didn't
But,
How did
explain
they?
it.
but they don't, and it's just like you just got to be like, hey, it's 28 years later, new shit is happening now
Yeah.
with zombies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? New shit is happening, so just pay attention and stay along for the ride. But I don't think it just didn't really do it any justice.
No, it didn't.
It was all-
It didn't.
Yeah.
Especially if you enjoy zombie movies.
Yeah,
like
I like
love
fast
zombies.
zombies.
Yes.
Me and Corey was having this conversation.
Yeah,
'Cause I was
fast-paced zombies
watching.
are the shit.
I just started Fear of the Walking Dead, and I'm like, I just want to see. I want to see how
That's
that
good.
shit got started. Let me see, because it went 8 seasons. Let me, why not? But I'm talking to him. I'm like, this shit is the fact that in zombie movies people don't know that it's zombies pisses me off.
Oh,
Like
right.
in that reality, they don't know what a zombie is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because in real life, you're not expecting. Like if a zombie just walked in here, we wouldn't think that it's a zombie.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Me
That
too.
one look
What are we
dead.
talking?
Because zombies aren't real right
You're not
now.
about to be like, oh my god, what's wrong with, what's up with you, my nigga?
Yeah, because
I think
zombies
it's,
aren't real
I think
right
it's
now.
a zombie,
We
bro.
don't think.
I
We don't
think.
think. Okay, maybe that motherfucker tweaking. He had some acid or some.
So,
He acting
so
like
even
that.
true. So even if we think that first, if I see this nigga start biting Corey, I'm like, oh shit,
Right.
that's a zombie. I'm not gonna be
Yeah,
like, oh that nigga tripping.
Nah, he want
Right.
to bite him for
Nah,
real.
you're not gonna
Right.
go straight to that.
I'm definitely
You gonna
gonna.
go. Maybe
I'm
he mentally ill.
What?
Nah, I wasn't
That's a
zombie.
lot of homeless people in LA.
No,
It's a lot of
zombie for
mental.
Oh
sure.
yeah, Corey, you hear this nigga?
Definitely a zombie.
That's a zombie, bro. Right?
No.
He eating him.
This nigga tripping.
He
And
does
then,
niggas.
and then, cause also in the show, like they shooting these motherfuckers and they still going. I'm like, yo, that's okay.
Okay, once
Oh,
you
right.
It's
shoot
a
them and they still
zombie,
going.
bro.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
But
that's
but
different.
even still, they like, and that happens, and in the show, they like, I don't know still what's going on. So I'm like, in this reality, do y'all not know? Have y'all never seen a zombie movie? Are there no such
Right.
thing as like? How does that happen? As opposed to a show like Black Summer, with its fast zombies, them motherfuckers is quick. You die, you bit. 3 seconds, they up and they on your ass.
They on you.
Oh
they
my
on and they
gosh.
like wild on your ass.
Yeah.
That's a little tougher. And
That's
people are like,
tough.
damn, I think that's hey, just everybody's on some zombie shit. I'm like, yeah, there we go. There we
Right,
go. Now y'all
right.
niggas know it's some zombie shit.
Yeah.
Are those like your favorite type of genre, horror? Switching
That's
gears?
my favorite. That's actually how I got into screenwriting. When I was a kid, I was bullied, and instead of me,
Who was bullying
Who
you?
the fuck
Oh
was
my
bullying you?
gosh.
You're 7 feet tall, thick.
I
Great
was like
skin.
so bullied,
Yeah.
and so instead of me telling on them, I would write horror movies.
Because you ain't no snitch.
And I would, because I ain't no snitch, exactly. So I'd write
Movies.
horror movies
Yeah.
and just, I hate to use, like, unalive them, but
Yeah,
I would unalive them in my.
You would write stories about killing your classmates.
Death
Well,
Note,
not,
like
not
that-
like
like
killing
the
them,
anime
but it
Death
was,
Note.
in a creative way. They were usually vampires. Like, I would usually just slaughter the vampires. So that was kind of what it was,
All
most
right.
of the
And you were
stories.
how old?
I started in 5th grade.
Oh, fifth
So-
grade.
That's I mean,
Became a psychopath in 5th grade.
absolutely. But
I mean,
she
the
also
best
from
horror
Florida.
writers are
Vampire
low key
killer.
like psycho. Like Stephen
Yeah.
King might
To
be
be
like
think,
a
to be thinking of
psychopath.
some shit like that, you do gotta be wow. Sway, favorite genre of film, a TV
Okay.
film genre. You
I
know,
love horror. Sure.
that's your favorite.
Yeah, I love horror. Like
Psychological thrillers.
I like creature features.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Give me an
like,
example.
Critters and gremlins.
Critters.
Critters.
Critters
Wow.
and Gremlins,
Y'all
okay.
bringing both of those back.
Yeah, that's my shit. And they bring the gremlins back.
Yep, I know both
They
critters.
better do it right too, bro. They bring the critters back.
Mm-hmm.
What? They messed up
Critters.
critters.
I don't. No, so here's the thing for me too. I'm not losing to no little ass rolling
It's a bunch-
posy.
it's a
There's
bro.
like
bunch
so
of them.
many of
The
them.
Gremlins.
And they fast and
Talking
they
about
shoot
the
spikes.
critters. Now the
Oh,
gremlins is a
that's
little
right.
different.
The
They
spikes.
shoot little spikes, little poison darts.
Ow! Now are they
And
poisonous?
they poison
I
and
think
knock
they're
you
poisonous,
slow
yeah.
down.
All right, nah, that's a little different. But I'm like, oh damn, pick that out.
Come on, bro. It's a bunch of them.
Kick that motherfucker. You ain't even seen critters.
10
in a long
of them
time.
roll
You
up in
little
here.
roach.
It's been a long time,
If
but
10,
I know what it
10
is.
roll in here, one of us might not make it.
Bro, they gotta.
One of us might not make it, bro. 10?
Maybe I gotta see it again to really be, because that's the thing too for me. I think we're all horror fans. I thoroughly love horror, and I watch a lot of it. But there's a lot of stuff that I watch, and I'm like, yo, y'all should make it out of this situation.
Right.
Right.
And I think a lot of it really comes with slashers. I think me and B was
Yeah.
having this conversation before. If I'm not dying in Scream
Yeah.
in that world,
Oh
bro,
yeah. No.
I'm
Yeah.
not. If this is
Yeah,
our
bro.
friend group, And Corey died.
But
Sorry,
then
Corey,
we
you
would
gotta
have a
keep
movie
dying.
if everybody thought like us.
I know, and I get it. I get it, but it's
Better
like
jump this nigga.
jump, that's always
the
my
movie
thing.
be over.
Right.
Jump, but how? But here's my question: How can writers and creators keep making projects and disrespecting the intelligence of an average person? Somebody has to be smart enough in the group to be like, we should jump this nigga.
It's always one smart one. Like, it's always different character types. So it's
But-
always like one.
Right, but
tried
they're
that.
never that.
Always-
They tried to jump the screen, nigga.
Well, actually, on Michael Myers. I think it was
They
like
did.
Michael Myers, like
And that's a little different.
12.
That's a little different. I'm not
And
jumping
they-
on Michael Myers because he
You can't stop
He
it.
got
can't
superhuman
stop.
strength.
He got superhuman. He on some other shit.
Yeah.
But the screen, you've been here year after year after year. You've heard all the stories.
Right.
You know it's always a regular person.
It's a teenager with
Right.
a
You know it's
mask
always
on.
a teenager in a mask with a knife.
Yeah, for
As soon
real.
as it gets your first homie, here's your option: leave that motherfucking town.
Right.
I don't know why no one ever leaves.
No one ever leaves.
And they keep doing the same shit. We gonna
Yeah.
keep partying. We gonna act like my nigga Corey just didn't get stabbed up yesterday.
No funeral or nothing.
We still gonna go to school and still like
Right.
it's happening all over again.
Yeah.
That where's the logic,
You know,
guys?
it's like
Yeah.
I know what you did last summer.
Yeah.
Or I still, it's like, okay,
Oh,
guys,
it's a whole
come
genre
on.
of those kind of films.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
so- and that's why I say slashers
Yeah.
Those high
because
school slashers is crazy.
it's like y'all at some point y'all creators have to start writing up characters smarter at least. But I get it, you won't have a movie.
Right.
I understand you won't have a movie, but it's like at some point, I don't know. That's me.
Yeah.
Well, it's
No,
something like 10 to 9 different bases of movies types. There are
For horror,
in general, isn't it? It's like the hero, what's that book
like the
called?
character
cat?
types?
Yeah, it's
like
like
the protagonist,
so,
antagonist.
Yeah, so it's so many types of
You know,
different types of movies that they can possibly be.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, but I just
Then you categorize those types. You can break it down like, oh, he died. He actually dies in this one, but he doesn't. You know what I mean? Like the hero actually dies in the hero movie. They ain't changing up the type.
Well, it's just amazing that they keep making Screams. I Know What You Did Last Summer, and it's literally the same story.
yo.
It's the same story.
yes, that's
And it's
I think
kind
that's
of
another thing.
annoying.
It's annoying after a while.
It's annoying.
I get that they want to do it for a new generation, but it's literally the
It
same.
works
same
and it
story.
works and it works and it works and y'all like it and y'all
And we
keep
still
going
go.
to see
We
it.
still go to see it.
and that's why they don't care because it's
we
like.
and we like the nostalgia of it.
Right.
We're like, another one.
But at what point does it become too much? That's a question. At what point does nostalgia become too much? I saw something Quentin Tarantino said the other day. He was talking about Toy Story. He said Toy Story
right.
3, Toy Story had one of the best trilogies. When Toy Story 3 ended, it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Giving us Toy Story 4, you fuck up and demean what you've created with this amazing trilogy.
Yeah.
Because Toy Story 3,
Toy
it was
Story
a
3 was
perfect ending.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So now you continue to play off of it made of money, and 4 was good too. I'm not gonna
Right,
it was good,
right.
and it made a lot of money. But also, is it too much
Yeah,
at some
too
point?
much.
Is nostalgia too
I
much?
think it's too
That's
much.
why I like what Ryan Coogler said. He didn't want to make a trilogy out of Sinners.
Yes.
Oh,
Feel
right.
me? He
Mhm.
wanted to just
That's
to
it.
live on its own, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
And not keep doing the same how many ways can I tell this same story?
hmm
And,
Which I think he should keep it as just that.
But didn't the studio, did they say that they were going
But they
to?
don't really. It's his shit, so they don't really have any say. Like I know they want to make money, and I know they think that spinoffs and everything can make money. But let's keep it honest though. Like what spinoff do y'all want for Sinners? Even Sinners 2. You can't. What's a Sinners 2 look like?
No.
Brandon.
No.
Well, I could come up with something.
Well, I mean, you can come up. But you
Right.
can come up. I mean,
Okay, so we
can.
got Stack and Mary.
You want to see their story?
They survived, right? So then we could go all kind of different ways. We
Okay.
could have Stack and Mary in the 80s, the 90s,
Okay.
the 2020s.
As a movie.
Feel me?
You wanna
Like
see that as a
different
movie?
things.
Okay.
It could be different things.
Remix origin story.
Then you can go back to the prequel and see like, okay,
Yeah, what happened with them two?
how where he came from.
Only thing I want to see is the next day when motherfuckers didn't show up to work or back to their loved ones. What happened then?
Yeah.
Right.
What?
When people the next
I
morning.
want to see it the next morning.
Cornbread went like,
we
damn,
want-
where cornbread at?
I want to see
Alright.
the 80s.
When the little the Asian couple, their daughter is just about to open the market, like, damn,
Where's she
Mom
at?
and Dad ain't come back.
Right.
Yeah,
How do they explain that?
that could be part 2.
I don't want to see a movie about it. I just want to know
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck
That's like
happened.
an end credit
I don't want to
scene.
see it.
I don't want to
That's
see
an
the movie.
end credit scene.
Yeah.
That's not a movie.
Yeah.
It's a boring movie.
I want to see
Yeah.
Stag and Mary in the
can
80s,
make
and
that
then I want to
series.
see Remick in his origin story. Then we don't have to. We could go a whole different direction.
Where the
with
fuck the
that.
vampires come from?
Right. With the Native Americans and Remick, like.
Oh, like that
let's
story,
see a
like
story
that.
with the Native Americans.
Yeah,
see
yeah,
what the
I
hell
can
was
see
they
that.
doing?
There's a lot that could be spun off,
Yeah.
but please,
Vampires
Ryan,
sweet
we
and-
don't need a
No,
power
we
universal
don't.
cinema, bro.
We don't.
Whatever we do, we do
He's
not.
not doing
We
that.
don't.
We do not
We
need
good.
that. Normally, also, y'all, shifting gears, we do Hollywood Hot Seat with some entertainment. What's going on in entertainment? I don't really know what's popping right now or what's in the news.
Mm-hmm.
You, as a streamer,
Yeah.
you will always have your head in,
Yeah, I kinda know
what's
what's up.
what kind of.
It depends on what we're talking about.
Well,
Like,
give me something. What's something?
if we
Throw
go
something out that we can
go
power
hardcore,
on.
right? We got the president just went live talking about our little situation overseas.
Okay, that's the thing.
So we had that. If we're going hardcore, we got the situation with
Let's go the other way.
Yeah, let's go there.
with the food. The food. They banned a bunch of different type of different chemicals and
I
stuff.
didn't even know
came-
that. Okay.
Yeah. And if we go social media wise, we
Give me
got
social media. What we got?
Charleston White just fought the Island Boys.
I saw that.
You just fought them?
Fought one of them.
Yep, because he does boxing. And,
Oh, that's right,
Aaron
yeah.
Ross does boxing, which we're gonna get into
Yeah.
with you. That's one of the things we gotta power
Yeah,
about
definitely gotta talk about that.
because he fought. Charleston White was supposed to fight Charleston White also.
Yeah, that's
But
that.
Charleston beat him.
Kinda.
Nah, he didn't. Nah, that
He
didn't.
maced me.
Nah, you should not lose to that much. I wanna box that nigga because I don't like that nigga. But that's we'll get to that. We'll
What
get
else
to
we
that.
got? We got new albums. Lil Wayne just dropped a new album.
Here we go. I like this one. I like
Okay.
that. And also let me
What,
touch
Carter
base on that.
6?
Yeah, Carter 6.
Here we go. Do y'all feel like this generation does not respect the legends who are dropping new shit?
Yes.
No, they don't.
Wayne?
They don't.
I'm gonna say because he my favorite. I know y'all don't fuck with him like
Oh,
that.
here we
I
go.
love Wayne.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will fucking
Will Smith
Smith.
dropped a new
He
album.
did drop an album.
Wayne, Clips is getting ready to drop. Cardi's getting ready. Well, Cardi don't really
Cardi
count as a, but still, I know it's tough. What do y'all think? You know, we're all in about the same bracket of, Brandon's kicking. What do you think? I know what you're gonna say. Brandon's gonna say we're old now.
we are right. I love the new generation. I love the old generation. No disrespect to Will Smith and Lil Wayne,
Right.
but it's just like, you know what I'm saying. Their time passed already. It's
Yeah.
like pivot, in which they did. Will Smith pivoted into acting. Wayne has pivoted to all different types of things, skateboarding. He was doing rock music for a second. He's got his clothing brands. He's got his, you know what I'm saying? It's all kinds of stuff that you can like
Yeah.
let them the YNs, they got that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's no
yeah.
longer,
Yeah.
because like if they're not making music that we can relate to, and they're not making music that is also authentic to where they are in life anymore, it is like it doesn't resonate, doesn't hit the same.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you can't be
that's
making
true.
the same Carter 6 that we wanted 10 years ago today. Like it's like I'm not ready for that Carter 6
Yeah.
anymore. You should have dropped that shit when you were supposed to drop it, and it's not. It's unfortunately whatever politics that couldn't happen, but now it's too late.
So they should just stop.
Nah, you shouldn't stop.
Or
Yeah.
No, like
Yeah.
someone who's doing
They
it really
did.
well is Nas. Nas is making music that is still relevant to today, to him, to the people that like will listen to him, and I think that's a good example of like how you can continue to be a rapper in like, you know what I'm saying, in your older years.
I think Wayne got some hits that I'll sit around and listen to. You know what I mean?
You talking about new
Yeah,
one?
it's new one.
Yeah, there we go. See, yeah.
He got that song Big X the Plug I
Keep
like.
it.
He got the song 2 Chainz
I
like.
kind of agree. I agree. It's hard. I mean, the new generation, they like what they like. And I kind of battle in between Rihanna and Tyla. And so I kind of,
You battle between those two.
Well, in the sense where it's like is Tyler gonna be like the next Rihanna? And then it's like she could never, because Rihanna is
could
Rihanna.
never. Sorry,
you know,
Tyler,
like
I fuck with you, but you could never.
Could never. And so
Tyler's not there yet.
But then it's, you know, at what point is Rihanna ever gonna drop music? Because I'm a super fan, and you know, we kind of get to, it's like the generation gets younger, obviously. So are they gonna be into Rihanna? Is she gonna still be able to? Yeah, she's gonna be able to sell. It's
I
Rihanna.
think it's different for an artist like Rihanna than it is for Lil Wayne.
That's
But
true.
but 2 Chainz, you said 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz consistently is able to make the music that, I don't know, like 2 Chainz, Nas, they know what to do.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
certain artists just know how to continue to stay relevant.
Even E40, he's still dropping music.
Oh, E40.
And like certain artists, they can just
How?
they rap at a certain
Oh yeah,
level.
like even like up and Snoop and Dre dropped an album too recently that y'all didn't even listen to.
Snoop dropped an album for free, didn't he?
You
Something
ain't like that. That ain't it.
Same thing.
Well, random album.
It's like no disrespect. I love the Snoop Dogg that we grew up with, and the Snoop Dogg that, like, you know what I'm saying, got to a certain level, but then now the music doesn't resonate the same anymore.
Right.
But do y'all also feel that there's a lot of pressure for artists to drop music nowadays because everyone's so cynical and everyone has an opinion that it's a little tougher now? Like, you think that's why Cardi hasn't dropped in 7 years? Because, excuse me, she had one fire album and she's worried, like, I don't know if this album will live up to what I've done. And the way people are, drop, and then when you do
Right.
drop something, they kind of rip it apart.
I think like that's their job, man.
You know, that's what's like crazy about like nowadays, is because we're so much a part of this microwave culture where everyone wants it fast. And so I think the pressure for artists to have to stay relevant is very hard, because because now, to be honest, like almost anyone can make it. If you put in the time and the work, anyone can make it. And we see it every week. A new artist pops up and we're like,
So many.
wow, this is a great song that I just heard on TikTok, and where can I listen to more? And I think that I don't think like the artists from back in the day were ready for this and what
The change,
the
shift that
shift,
happened.
because it's intense, and it goes the same with filmmaking. I tell people all the time, you don't even have to live in LA to make it. There's Hollywood everywhere.
Yeah.
There's Hollywood in Louisiana, Atlanta. There's Hollywood everywhere.
Yeah.
So you have a good camera, you can make a movie. I mean, I think 28 Years Later was shot on an iPhone.
Yep. All
So,
iPhones. Yep.
you know, yeah.
All
So
iPhones.
That's crazy. Work.
I think that it's harder for artists nowadays.
It's
they
hard.
shot the
huh?
movie on the iPhone.
It's easier to create, but I think it's harder for people to kind of fully accept things. What's the artist now that you listen to? You 20, right?
Yeah.
So who do you, NBA YoungBoy, who are the main ones?
Playboy Cardi.
Trash. I just seen him yesterday, yo. That nigga is trash,
Boy Cardi
bro.
and Drake.
Is
YNs
he?
love
Jesus
Playboy
Christ.
Cardi and Drake.
Oh
Man,
yeah,
don't throw
Forever
Drake in
Drake.
there.
Forever Drake.
Drake is the GOAT.
That's what
But
the young
Playboy
folks
Cardi,
like.
Brandon.
That's what the young folks like.
Brandon,
Just Playboy
I
Cardi
watched
and
him.
Drake.
This nigga didn't even perform, bro. There was no word. There was no lyrics in the
Playboy
song.
Cardi?
Playboy. He
Last
didn't.
night?
Yes, because he's on there with the Weeknd.
Right.
He didn't even rap, bro. I looked at everybody. I said, I know I'm not tripping. He not even doing nothing. He just and then the crowd just
Legit.
I'm like, this nigga's not. There's no lyrics to the song.
Yeah, nah, my son be doing that.
Timeless?
I said, what?
I
Is
know.
that?
They did the
Timeless?
timeless.
They
That's
did
the
do
ju- that's the
Timeless.
joint.
Timeless
That's
was
a
crazy.
good one.
Am I tripping? I'm not tripping. Playboy. He don't have no lyrics.
Nah, he just be.
So why you like it?
It sounds good. I don't know.
Oh my! You see, and but then when Wayne come out with bars, you don't want the bars because you rather hear.
Wayne don't be great. Wayne trash.
It's like what the bars are about.
Performances too. His live
Bars
performances is
are
trash.
Yeah,
That's what matters.
He's done with that.
So it doesn't
He's
matter
done with
about
that.
it doesn't matter about the bars.
I
It's
love
what
him so
sounds.
much,
Me too.
but
His live shit be
I feel like it's so good.
not it.
Okay, all right, Wayne, come on, dog.
Okay, well, just learned that, y'all. Look
He
at
be
that.
forgetting his shit.
Okay. Sway, Louisiana,
Yes, sir.
born and raised.
Born and raised.
Did you know, being in Louisiana, that you were going to come to LA and start doing content, start getting into filmmaking,
No
start getting
clue.
into
Never in
streaming?
a million years. would I thought.
What was the game plan originally?
Start a family, get a job in the plants or in the casino as a dealer. I always started my own construction business, which I had started. And make it a 4th or 5th generation construction business.
Okay, that was the
That
plan.
was it.
So what was the moment for you that was like, yo, I want to do this, and I'm gonna leave Louisiana, go to LA,
And get into
and figure
entertainment.
that out.
Man, I wouldn't say it's by chance because God have a purpose for us all, but I was managing an influencer at the time.
I remember that. When,
Oh,
it was when we first met you, you was
Facts,
with
both of you.
Doodoo Gang?
Do Gang.
Do Gang. Do Gang.
That's a
yeah.
fact.
When we
I
first met
y'all.
you was managing Do Gang.
That's
Gang.
ironic,
I
man. That's
remember that.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
Full
yeah.
circle.
I forgot about it.
I was sleeping on kimchi couch at that time.
Mm.
Whenever I met y'all,
Mhm.
and managing him, came out here to manage him, and because he didn't know how to talk to people. Remember, he was
Yeah,
he was
I can
wild.
see that.
Yep.
He didn't know how to talk to people. We was from the same hood. We was living in projects. I was like, yo, bro, I'll go with you and talk to people for you. And when I came out here and then met y'all and then met the circle, like the inner circle, Minicon, and because I got blessed, I was able to meet the circle, circles in
Yeah,
Hollywood.
yeah.
People don't know
Oh,
circles,
circles, yep,
little
absolutely.
communities, and I was blessed to be introduced into a high profile community. And I'm not stupid, you know what I mean? I'm like, bruh, stay here. You know what I mean? I was like, and dude was like doing his content rather raunchy. And mine's a little edgy too, but I figured that if I was a good comedian, I was a good enough actor, and I always wanted to act. So I was like, shit, if I'm here, I'm already in the circle. If I can, I'm a hustler. If I can do the same things I was doing out there, I'm doing here. It just matters here. The shit didn't matter then. When I did concerts and stand-up comedy and open mics in Louisiana, that was just like taboo. But here is actually, you have a name for
It's
a
a
DP. And, you know what I mean? It's a career.
Yeah, it's a career.
So I was like, okay, I have value here. So I was like, just stay here and figure it out and I just started establishing it. And then the way I hustle is like, once I get something done, I'm already looking for the next level of status. Like, okay, I'm here right now. I hit up Jahan Jones. Yo, can I hold your camera? Let me just be your camera guy, because I'm good at that. I'm good at finding angles. I'm good at knowing I'm good at content. So I was like, if I can at least be the camera guy, one day I could be in the skit. And I got to being in the skits. And I say, if I can be in the skits, when did I orchestrate people coming to me to do skits? Now people are actually orchestrating. Then I worked with Todd Tucker. I was blessed to work with him as he worked Illusion Industries. He's a movie director. Then he started showing me the frame of getting out of my frame of you're not just shooting a skit, you're in a production. He started teaching me edits on a movie scale. I'm like, oh, I'm an actor. I'm not no content creator. I'm acting, I'm really acting. So I'm like, that's when I started saying, okay, when I started meeting the B's and the KPs, and y'all blessed me with the opportunity to be in the movie. I was like, here's my status, my chance to shine. And I didn't even think about it that way. When we were shooting it, I looked at it as an opportunity for another opportunity. So that's why I was really putting on for that movie, because I was like, if I can establish myself in this movie, people will be like, this nigga can really act.
Which people were saying.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people said,
he can really act.
Yeah.
So I'm like, boom, we do that. Then we go, because I already know y'all going to up it. It's like, okay, now I'm in this family. You know what I mean? That's why I pushed that movie and continue to push that movie so hard as if it's a multi-million-dollar production. Because for me, coming from where I'm from, that is my as of now. Because now we got to go next.
Yep. We will.
Got to keep going, you know what I mean? So it's like, now we're here. We was here, sleeping on the couch at the porn star's house.
Yeah.
Now we here, you know what I mean? Now let's go here. And I'm with my family, my sister, my circle of arguing, the Minicons, the KPs. Now
the KC.
KC.
I saw evolution. I feel like people, as you grow in age, you should be evolving, changing who you are. Never staying the same person.
That's what Brandon basically was just saying about Lil Wayne.
You gotta be,
You gotta change fucking lyrics.
You gotta be able to pivot.
Adapt or die.
Adapt. Everything's about adapting now.
That's what I've noticed about you, Sway, is like you said, when we first met you, you was managing Do Gang. And every few years you've adapted who you've become as a content creator, entertainer, comedian, whatever. Like, was there any particular moment in the journey where you was like, where you looked up and you noticed it, like, oh shit, I'm no longer in Louisiana, like my life is different. You feel me?
No,
Like,
it's like this. When I first got here, I used to go back every 2 months because I was financially stable enough to do that. And a lot of people don't understand living in Hollywood is like a success in its own. Like,
Yeah.
LA
Oh,
is just
yeah.
it's not
Still being
easy.
out here is tough.
imagine
To reiterate, it's
Yes.
not easy to even just be able to maintain and live here.
Live in
It's
here.
just
Very true.
and
it's
then
a
have
whole-
status,
Yeah.
be known when you go outside. Like, oh, what's up? Like, cause like I can speak y'all names and people like, oh yeah, I know them. Like, oh, I remember such and such.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I probably could do the same for you. Though, you know what I mean?
She's great.
And I remember I used to go back because shout out to the homie Overax because Amora me and him was able to businessly, financially like help each other, support each other throughout like the pandemic and everything like that. I used to go back and then I'd be sitting home and I'd be watching like y'all stories and stuff and I'd be like, yo, that's our regular life out there.
Yeah.
But out here I'm watching y'all like I'm fanned out. Cause y'all eating dinner at such and such and like you just interviewed the Black Power Ranger and I'm like I'm fanned out.
Yeah.
But these the homies.
Right.
Like I can't tell bro that I'm with like cause he on drugs and got his baby mama tripping. I'm not trying to tell him like, yo bro, he like, man, I don't care about
They
that.
don't get it.
Right.
They don't
Bro,
get it.
my baby mama tripping and like da. Like they living in the world that's created for us. You know, you create our little universes. Where we are, like, and then we live in it, and then we kind of get lost in our little universes. Because I was talking to someone from like South Central one time. They're like, "Oh, you live in Hollywood? I go up there like every 2 years," and I'm like, "You stay in South Central?"
Man, you be here every see. That's one thing I learned about LA, yo. If you don't have to go to a specific area for anything,
You'll
you
never
probably
go
won't
there.
go.
Don't
Yeah.
go.
Oh yeah.
I never go like
But that's
that.
kind of everywhere though. Like even small cities in where I'm from, like Lake Charles, like Houston is 2 hours from there. But that's a vacation for us.
Yeah.
2 hours outside of town, New Orleans and Baton Rouge is 3 hours the other
You
way.
be in traffic for 2 hours
Man,
out
we
here.
vacation.
You know what I'm saying?
Houston.
Yeah.
We in Houston, big city, yeah. And then we go back our little town, live our little small city lives. It's like, okay, well, I'm Hollywood now. People still ask you like, you live in LA? Where I'm like, I live in Hollywood. Like, Hollywood. I'm like, I've been saying that for 6 years.
Yeah.
I've never not lived in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they like, what? You like big time? I'm like, no, it's not really like that. But it is.
Yeah.
It is, and it's like
It is on certain scales, and,
It's like
and,
that.
and you know, and so our people like back in Detroit, it's the same. You know, you see people living in LA, like, damn, you in LA, and you with such and such, and you with such, which is it's still crazy a lot of times knowing certain people that we know and being in certain communities, and you know,
Right.
I don't think we would ever thought about.
right.
Yeah.
You know
it
what I mean?
becomes like regular
It
life.
becomes regular,
but then
bro.
once you talk to your folks back home, you realize like, oh, it's not regular.
It's not
I
really
think because I think that California, and I tell my son this all the time, you want to be LA rich. You want to be California rich. And then you can go everywhere else. Because when you go to your hometowns, it's like a big deal to live in. So just living in California, in LA, is success.
Yes, it is.
It's really success when you just surviving
winning.
here.
You're winning already, yeah.
You're winning already. Because think about
the most
how many
expensive
people
place in
from
the
your
world.
hometown, you're like, come and visit me. And they're like, well, the flight's expensive. And you're
right.
like,
Like what?
what do you mean? The
Yeah.
flight's expensive. And they're like, oh,
They
God, I gotta
always like, it's
save.
so
I gotta
expensive. It's
save.
so
Then I gotta
expensive.
fly.
Yes, and like,
You're like, you can stay with
what?
me.
You can stay with me.
Yeah, like wait.
And they can't get past like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm
Yeah.
gonna spend
Even
all of
just
my money,
hopping on
and
a
it's
flight is a
yes,
lot.
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's
Yeah.
crazy work just
So
to say
when you
you
go
have to buy.
when you go back to Florida, do you feel that, you know, piggybacking off of what Brandon asked Wade, was there a moment for you for being out here as many years as you've been where you was like, oh, wow, I'm doing this now. I'm
Oh, yeah.
you know, I'm here.
Big time.
What was that?
That was probably the first couple of years that I moved here 2011 January.
Okay.
And
Same.
so I had early success. So right away, I was just getting picked up for commercials and modeling
Nice.
gigs and films. And so it was kind of not overwhelming because I was like, oh, that's why I'm here. So I'm
Yeah.
doing it. So when I would go back, and I would go back very often, when I would go back, everyone did the same thing. Oh, you're so Hollywood. You're so Hollywood. And it didn't dawn
What
on
does
me
that
then.
even mean? When people say that, man, what does that mean?
I feel like
It means,
it's
it
two
means you
ways.
live in LA.
I feel like it's a negative way and a positive.
Right,
It is a
right.
neg-
It
it
is a
is.
negative
It
and a
means-
positive, yeah.
It means we're proud of you because we see what you're doing, and that's lit. And it's like also like,
Oh, you bougie now.
don't think you too
Bougie.
Right.
You
bougie.
seem
Yeah.
like you bougie and stuck up or something now for
Yeah.
Hollywood, huh?
Yeah.
And then you can never, and I found out that when I was home, I could never talk about celebrities that were my friends because then it was like, oh, you're name dropping. And I'm like, but that's really my friend.
But that's the homie. That's really the homie.
I'm not name dropping, that's
You
really
be
my
watching something on
friend.
TV like, that's my
Like-
guy right there. We was just kicking
Yeah.
yesterday. Oh, look at you. You Hollywood.
It'd be,
You ain't-
I don't
Right.
even know.
When you're
I
at
gave
home
up
and you
on the
see the
listen.
TV, you're like, oh, that's
Yes,
my
that's
dog.
Right.
That's
Like,
that's
what?
Let me ask y'all a question.
What?
Did
Yeah.
moving to Hollywood and being in film change the way you look at movies now?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
God, it
sure.
changed so much for me, man.
So you become more of a critic. You become
Yeah.
like you sitting
Yeah.
there talking about 28 years now. We looking
Yeah.
and we nitpicking and stuff and stuff. And sometimes it's tougher to take yourself out of
Yeah.
creator mode and just
Right.
fully just
We
try
see
to enjoy.
everything, we hear everything. We can just like from the story to the camera to the wardrobe to the hair to the like, you know what I'm saying? We're looking at everything.
Everybody shit's
Everything.
rigged.
Like, oh, I know, I
Everything.
can tell there's a light over there. And like, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? I know where the lights are. I know where the
That's
microphone
Yes.
is.
crazy. Transitions is crazy.
Yeah.
That's what gets me. Transition. When I see a great transition in a movie, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Did you see
Right.
that transition? Everybody
I be
like,
seeing
what?
some bullshit.
Right. 'Cause so you
Rewind it.
paying attention to the editing.
Yeah, the editing.
It's like, oh.
Like Karate Kid had terrible transitions. The new one had terrible
people
transitions.
will come home from a movie and be like, oh, the editing was bad. The movie was good. I'm like, the editing, you
that
ain't never,
Karate
you ain't gonna
Kid
never
editing
hear
was
another person
trash.
tell me the editing was bad.
Unlike
The
that
movie
with
was
the
good, the
story.
editing was bad.
Unlike that with the writing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's a hole.
Yeah.
The writer got lost. He didn't know where to go.
They got a little
He got
lazy.
confused. Yes.
It could be anything, but I think
Man, you can chat TBT
Yes.
that one, bro.
yeah,
Come on,
but
bro.
I think that's
Yeah.
what's great for us though, as you know, as
Yeah.
individuals in the industry, you know, that we have that scope now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Regular people back home, they're just watching, and I get into arguments with some people sometimes now too. I just got into an argument on Facebook yesterday with some people from back home about Sinners. They was like, "Oh, y'all overhyped it. It wasn't even that good.
What?
It's just from dusk till dawn." I said, "You goofy nigga. You need to go watch some YouTube
Right.
videos."
That was a masterpiece.
A masterpiece.
I'm like, what are y'all? It's like
He
two
said
people.
you-
It's like two people I'm going back and forth with. I'm like, go watch
Bro,
some
don't-
YouTube videos
don't
and
argue
understand.
over that.
You can't even argue with
And you
people like
can't,
that.
but it bothers me because I'm like, bro, what are you? So now you're like dumb to me for some reason.
Right.
Now I think you're dumb because that's what you think of
Right.
such a great film. I don't know. And it'll bother me. And I gotta remember, like, they don't take that shit as
Right.
serious.
Bro, when I seen that movie,
what
I
it
was
is.
just like, me and her seen it together. And so I came home, I was like, did you understand like this?
Right.
But what about
Right.
this? Did you catch
Right.
this?
I saw the vampires whooping them up.
It was motivating for sure.
Man, it
It
was.
was like, okay, let me
My
go
favorite-
write something right now.
Facts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about the movie was because I like horror movies. Like, I'm a horror fanatic. And I used to love back in the day when you didn't know it was a horror movie until
Yes.
halfway into the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
That monster didn't even show up. And,
Yep.
and didn't even show his face until the end. You know, that's the movies that you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, terrified me. Because
Yeah.
I was a regular day. And then all of a sudden this monster just in there.
Yep.
And I'm like, and it makes sense why he's there.
Yep.
Oh, I love
It
that.
started off as a whole different genre. From Dusk Till Dawn was like that. That started off as
Right.
like a thriller bank robbery story.
Yeah.
Facts.
You had, if you don't know what's happening from
it
Dusk Till
was a
Dawn until
heist
it gets to
gone
that
crazy.
point, you be like, what the?
Yeah.
Takes a turn.
Yeah.
I just watched another movie I saw it again recently called Barbarian.
Oh
Oh, yeah,
yes.
that took
That's
a
a,
turn.
Barbarian.
that's
That shit
took
was
a
like,
turn.
I'm like, I don't know what's
Oh,
happening
that's
here.
the one where
Right.
the actor was trying to sell his house and then all of a sudden
Yes.
Right. And it was in Detroit. That shit was in
Yeah.
Detroit on the
Yeah,
street,
yeah,
the Airbnb. So I watched it again the
The
other day.
neighborhood was
And when
crazy.
you're watching, you're just like, this is about to be weird because she has to stay in this Airbnb with this other dude and
Yeah.
it's double booked.
Right.
He's about to be a weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just know he's going to be a weirdo. And I'm not going to spoil it, y'all. But and then it takes this turn. Like, what the?
Yeah.
How did we get here?
Yeah, it's
Right.
crazy.
And you know what I mean? And that's,
Crazy work.
And it's dope. It's
I
dope.
like movies like
I
that.
do
I like
want to
that movie.
ask you, when did you know that you wanted to be in entertainment? When did you know you wanted to be a screenwriter, producer, actress, whatever? Like
I knew
growing up.
at a
Well, I guess you were.
at a young age.
When you was
Well,
writing.
I will
was
say
writing those stories,
innocently, I
Killing
didn't
off the
know.
kids in your
I
story.
didn't know.
Yeah.
But
Innocently, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And my mom put me in modeling at 10 years old. And so I hated it because I'm like, Mom, I don't want to be a model. I just want to write and just do my thing. And she forced me to get out of my comfort zone. And so once you get outside of the box, you want to stay outside the box. And so at that point, I was always looking for things that would challenge me and make me better. And so I would say, Mom, take me to this audition. And she's like, really? I'm like, let's just go. Let's just do it. And then by conquering my fears, which the entertainment industry can be very, very scary because you're going up against so many people. And so what do you do? What are you going to do that's going to, the directors or, whoever's casting is going to say, I have to have her. So that was like intriguing to me. So I had finally got to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing this. Like I'm walking on these runways with hundreds of people watching me. And my mom said, do you want to move to New York? Do you want to go to Paris or LA? Your sister's in LA. And I said, well, I'm a Florida girl. Like I want to be where the sunshine is. Like I want to go to LA. And
this is when you were a kid.
this was when I was, at this point I was like a teenager.
Okay.
And
Paris being an option was
High
crazy.
school.
She was gonna move you to Paris. You wanna go to Paris, baby?
because I was like modeling, and
Yeah,
in
that's
Florida, you kind of get to your peak.
Yep.
Because there's nothing else to do.
Just
so
like Louisiana, just like Detroit, I'm sure.
yeah, there's like a
Yep.
peak, and so I came to LA after I got married, and so when I got married, I was kind of depressed at first because I'm like, oh, my entertainment dreams is over. But then after 6 months,
You fell in love as soon as you got to LA?
no, before.
Oh, okay, that's cross.
And I had lost so much weight, and I was like, damn, I still got it. So then I said, oh, I got it. I can go back into modeling. I can do this. And then it was kind of like, I'm like an all or nothing person. If I'm going to do something, it's either all or nothing. So it's just you. And that's just kind of what happened.
that's how it should
and
be.
so I came to LA, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do it, and I don't care how hard it gets. And I've had some challenging times here where my family would say, well, just move back to LA, and I would get mad and be like, you're insulting me.
Yeah.
You're saying I can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, now like you just added more fuel to the fire. Like I'm on it. I'm going.
Yeah.
And you just have to I just had a drive and just a sense of like, I'm going to do this, and I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how long it takes. I mean,
I think that's like a common thing amongst like that we share amongst like all the creators and entertainers and actors and people that are like aspiring to be in this field is that like you have to have that drive.
have to.
And you have to have that like, I don't care, like I'm not gonna quit, I'm gonna keep doing this no matter how hard it gets. And that's kind of like something that's what I think makes LA and Hollywood special is because it's like that energy that we all like. You could be walking on the street, see a stranger, and you just see that look in their eye and know that like, okay, we on the same type of vibe.
Yeah, because I think I'm sorry to interrupt, but I also think that you really have to be, because I used to hear like, oh, you're like a small fish in a pond. And I'm like, no, baby, I'm a shark. I'm a shark. I'll settle for a baby shark, but I'm a shark. And what do sharks do? They don't stop.
No.
They just keep going.
Yeah.
They keep going until they eat, and they keep eating.
they
And
eat.
that's it.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to keep
They eat,
going,
yeah.
For
you know?
You two, if I believe, I think, were both young parents to begin with, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of tips and advice can you give to other creators who kind of started out maybe the same as you, being young parents, about how to continue on or how to work around that realm and stay the course? Because it's tough.
Yeah.
what do you what can you give to others? Can you give me kind of maybe small breakdowns on how you done it or?
Me particularly, I always see with my babies, I always give them the choice if they want to be on camera or not. They want to be like, cause like my oldest son, who's 21 now, he didn't like Instagram and YouTube, because I've been in this game almost a decade now.
Yeah.
So he didn't like it. He didn't like YouTube, and now.
He loved it.
He loved
Streaming is big for kids right now.
He telling me to tag him and support him. I'm like, you ain't even
support what I was trying to do. Yeah.
But now, I always gave them the opportunity to choose what they want to do, and then I always would give them almost 20% of what I did do, because I'm a little out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm a wilder.
A little wild sometimes, but that it works.
You live outside the box.
I'm
You're outside of the box.
I'm the box over there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But society loves outside the box right now, like a lot.
And it's always been about communication with me, and I have great communication with my kids, and I try to like for example, my youngest, she is like me made over. She I just paid for her portfolio, acting classes, and I don't post my kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't even know I have kids because I don't post my kids. Like I don't like for anyone to be able to say or project anything to them, particularly without them having the say, oh, I already knew that.
Right.
You know what I mean? They know everything, but I don't want anyone to be like, hey, your daddy did it, because I don't put them out there. So a lot of people don't even know I'm their daddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's up to them to be like, oh yeah, that's my daddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with that being said, they only see about 20% of what I do. You know what I mean? Except for the oldest one.
He right there in it. He in the thick of it. Into the thick of it.
He outside. He's 21. You know what I mean? He be teaching me. I just found. You know who Bloodhound Gang is?
Not at all. You see them?
What the hell? I don't know these niggas. You know, I'm trying to keep up. He just showed me these rappers and stuff. Like he keep me up to date with like the rappers and the hip stuff that's going on. But I give them their own choice to come into this realm, because we all could probably make our kids famous. I mean, it doesn't take much, to put it. It's just consistency. But I don't want to put that on anyone or in my children.
Yeah.
I don't feel like anyone should put that's your option.
That's your choice.
You know what I mean? Because I met Raven Simone. She said her parents put her into acting when she was a child.
She was great.
And she
was one of the greatest. She was one of the greatest of all time.
Still one of the greatest
actors. Okay.
Yeah.
And I love me some Raven Simone.
A lot of people do put their children into child acting, like my daughter. But that's what the child is portraying. Like, oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. That's like my youngest. That's all she do is I don't give her a TikTok, but she keep finding ways to get TikTok. She keep finding ways to get it. And I'm like, and she's like, my TikTok got this many views. And I'm like, what TikTok?
Gotta have that TikTok.
You feel me? So it's like, all right, I see what she want. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. She already on it. So I'm like, okay, put her in classes, get her teach her the right and wrong. What's the right places for people to be touching you and not touching you? All these little things that we worry about as parents. I'm already instilling her as a young lady, as a young entrepreneur. But other than that, we just let them do what they want to do. Let them be children.
Yeah. Same for you with coming up with the. How did you?
So my thing with having a child now 20 years old is you have you can make your own choice. You do have choices, but everything has to be intentional. So I don't want to just see you playing video games. You need to put up a camera and create some content and play your video games, because now to mommy it makes sense. Oh, you're playing video games for a purpose. And I try to teach him to have a purposeful life and to do everything with intention, because at the end of the day, you waste so much time, people waste so much time doing nothing. And my mom would tell me, you have the same hours, you have the same 24 hours as Beyonce. You have the same 24 hours as Oprah. So my thing to my son is you got to compartmentalize. If you know that you're falling short and you're staying up late, then you need to get up earlier, and then you need to compartmentalize. I'm going to spend 2 hours doing this, 2 hours doing that. And I usually like to turn my one day into 2 days. So I like to get up early and then get up much done from like 6 a.m. until noon. And then after that, I feel like I have a whole nother day.
Yeah.
You know, and I always try to tell him, you know, he's like, oh, Mom, you wrote a script and you had time to do this and you're doing this and you're golfing and, you know, you're doing your golf line. And how are you doing this? Because I compartmentalize everything. And so everything that I do has to be purposeful and it has to have intentions. So I believe in if we can't build together, we can't chill together. So I don't have just friends that are just like, let's party. No. No, we can party, but we're partying because we're on a mission. We're on a mission, and if I'm like just wasting my time with you, then I start to kind of like that's probably not someone I want to be around. And so
how was it like having a child and then like being in LA, still chasing your dream, still like being a mom?
Right.
So I have an amazing ex-husband that the first. About 3-4 years in LA, he said, I'm going to keep Aiden in Florida and I'll fly you because at the time he would like, Aiden was here and then he was like, well, you know, where's Aiden going to go when you're going to auditions? And, you know, he's young.
Yeah.
And so I said, how about, you know, you don't give me child support, Aiden can go back and live with you, but you just fly me out every month so I can see my son.
Oh, that's nice.
So every single time that you know, he would call me and Aiden's acting up in school. I'm gonna book you a flight tomorrow, and I would just go see Aiden.
You ain't even have to say
So-
Aiden was acting out in school like that. You gonna put him on it. See, he was a bad kid in school now. That's what we know. But support, so support
So,
system.
like, support. So I had a
system is
great
big.
Yeah, I had a great support system. Mhm.
Nice.
And so that, you
Shout out to
know,
baby daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great support. Yeah.
I also want to ask you about like, because you mentioned like you being an actress and auditioning. You have any advice for actors, or especially for the audition room? Like, what are your tips for that?
so my tips is always gonna be your fucking self.
Okay.
Be yourself. If you go into the audition and you are just authentically yourself and you can just switch on, you can like turn that switch on and become that character, be yourself. Because I've done casting before and I always book the girl that, you know, I go out and I'm like, okay, next, and she's like, her purse is out everywhere and she's a mess and she's like, okay, let me get it together, and I'm like, oh my god, she needs to get it together, like what is this? But then she comes in and she kills her scene, then you're like, damn. Like, she's not sitting there just like, I'm perfect, I'm, you know, this and that. She's herself. So for whatever she was going through in her reality at that moment was her reality.
Right.
And I feel like
Authentic.
it was
like
just
that.
so authentic. And then I had another girl that I had auditioned once, and she, you know, she's like, I'm not prepared. And I said, okay, well, your character is this and this and this. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna just give you a monologue, and I'm gonna just like take off my dress. You can see my body. I'm perfect for it. And she was going on. I was like, not and the confidence. And that's the number one thing. You have to have confidence. You have to have crazy confidence to even know, even if I don't even book this gig, I'm still walking in there like I own it. Like, and there was a couple of times where I went to a few auditions, and I went to the casting director, and I said, you know, my character doesn't really make any sense. And he's like, well, what do you mean? And I dissected my sides, and they were like, oh my god, it doesn't
That's
make
the
any
work. That's why I was telling
it doesn't
actors,
make
you
any
can never escape that work, because you did work on that character. You knew,
right.
you know, that what didn't make sense to you. You were able to
Right.
then explain that, and so that resonates with the director.
Yes.
Like, oh, this person cares.
She cares,
Yeah.
because I said my character would never do that. That type of person would never say that or do this. And my agent at the time would get so many calls like, you were in another audition and you told them how their side sucked.
their
And I'm
side
like,
sucks.
I was like, but it's just reality. It just doesn't make, any sense. And
You be fucking up the ego.
Yeah, I don't
They
know. You
like
should
that.
try that every time.
Yeah.
I mean, no, you shouldn't try
Hey,
that every
this,
time.
your script sucks.
How dare her? Get her
Next.
out of here.
Next.
But you know, to my defense, and no, you should not try that. I just at that time I didn't give a fuck. I was like,
well, that'll do it.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense.
Right.
And but it worked in my favor.
Yeah.
Because then I would walk out and they're like, okay, so we're gonna book you. I went to an audition. I gotta say this. This
Give it
is
to
like
us,
a story
yeah.
time.
Please.
It was for Blumhouse.
Nice.
They had The Purge 1 had just came out and they did an immersive theater, and so it was for redheaded girl, Caucasian, and I go into this audition and I had at the time like auburn red hair. And it's all Caucasian girls.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're looking at me, and all the girls are looking at me like, what?
Did you not read the breakdown?
Like,
nigga?
exactly. So I go up and they said, yeah, we have your name, Keone, but do you know this is for a Caucasian? Like, did you read it? And I said, are you going to deny me the opportunity to audition? I said, let me just audition because I just want to, like, audition. And she was like, okay. But it was kind of like, all right, bitch, you ain't gonna get it.
Yeah.
And
Wasting our time.
right. And so you could hear the other girls on the other side, and before you go in there, like, Jason likes scary, so be scary, and you'd hear them on the other side of the wall, like, ah, ah. And so in my head, I was like, I gotta make all these bitches scared. So when I go in there, I have to. I don't even care about the casting director or who's over there because I'm probably not going to get it anyways because they want a Caucasian girl. Yeah. So let me just freak them out. Yeah. And so when she called my name, I put all of my hair in my face, and so so she calls my name and I go, psh, and then I don't say nothing, and then I just walk in, and they're all sitting there, and I just stand there with my head down. And then I'm doing my sides, and I'm like sounding like creepy and doing all these hand things. And then at the very end, the very last line, I flip my hair up and I scream like this blood curdling, like gory, oh my gosh, like I'm dying scream. And Jason Blum comes out and he was like,
who the fuck?
We're booking her, right? Like she got it, right? And then they were like, you got it. And so I walked out.
Oh, so you got it.
So I got it.
Oh, this is a beautiful
ending.
It is a beautiful
yeah,
ending.
and so I walked out, and when I walked out, I had this like big ass smile, laughing because I'm like looking at all the girls like, I just took your job. I just did it.
Yeah.
I just got it. They're only, and it felt so good because you just have to have balls. You just have to go for things, even if it's like not even for you. You just go for it, and it might work out.
Like when you audition, you don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck about the script. You don't give a fuck if you even.
I don't give a fuck
you
about
don't even
ethnicity.
fit. You don't fit the breakdown.
I don't give
and
a
then
okay.
you and so you still went in there even though you didn't even match the description.
It's just
and then won the role.
Yeah, it's just getting. It's just like getting over your fear. Just getting over. Just getting over your fear. Just doing something outside the box.
Yeah.
Outside the box. Sway outside the box. Okay, you are a master of outside the box.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you keep reinventing the content that you do, and how do you stay on task with continuing to be relevant in that space, and then being outside the box? Do you ever think sometimes like this might be too much?
Yeah, I do. I still do it.
And you still do
it.
Still
See?
do it.
You know what? It's some stuff that I just won't do. You know what I mean? Like, believe it or not.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. But how do you, what even keeps you in that mindset of?
I just push limits, man, and I tend to go the way that people who are broken, usually like in a broken type of situation, and they're in the entertainment industry, tend to find me. You know what I mean? And it's just because they guess they can feel more comfortable, or they are more. I'm more relatable. I'm a street dude. Like, let's go back to like beginning when I was from the projects.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just get like people find their way to me, man. It's just and then I have to make the decisions like, okay, am I willing to do this? Hey, what's the consequences? Okay, all right, nah, I'm doing it. We're doing it. So yeah, I'm wild, bro. I'm a little wild.
Yeah.
Tell
me.
Break down I want to get right into it. The Charleston White, like the boxing match that never happened, and then you just tell us all about the whole like what you're doing in boxing next too.
So right now, technically, I'm a pro fighter, right? Because my last fight was a pro fight. But if we're gonna go into the Charleston White situation, at that time I was doing celebrity fighting, amateur exhibition type fights. And you might see like Aiden Ross is doing them now with like all celebrities and stuff like that. But rewind 4 years back, we was doing Influencer Fight League and Gilly the Kid and them had their thing. We got shout out to Damon.
Celebrity boxing is like taking off.
It's an actual thing.
Especially since Jake Paul got into
right.
Paul.
See, he watch it.
They got
Aiden watch
Yeah.
See, he love it.
I saw Charleston White beat him.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So back 3-4 years back, I fought a dude named B Dave. That was a draw. I fought Albert O'Chea. That's the guy I was supposed to fight again. This was before I was pro fighting. And then I had the Charleston White situation. So the Charleston White situation was allegedly supposed to be a boxing match. Originally it was contracted to be a boxing match. And then they recontracted to be a acting situation where I was supposed to be made.
Without telling you, or they did?
Nah, they told me they gave me a contract.
Okay.
Yeah, I got allegedly maced, hit in the head with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
What else happened? Oh, they had the pool. We had the pool situation.
Yeah.
It was a lot of.
But you didn't like that.
Nah, I didn't like that.
You really wanted to fight.
I really wanted to.
It was going to be a real fight, so I'm breaking out. It was supposed to be a real fight,
Right?
But then they came back with a new contract. It's like, okay, we're gonna stage some events. Okay, I'm gonna
build
mace
up
you.
another fight.
I'm gonna pull a knife on you. Stunt stage stunts, whatever, to promote another fight.
Everybody still think
Which happens a lot. Which be happening a lot. I think a lot of the fights that happen with a lot of celebrity stuff, I think they work a lot of them out to begin with. They all just want the bag, really, sometimes.
Yeah. So they paid you a bag.
But you still got the bag.
Okay.
They gave me it. So it was like, it was so faulty, man. Because it was like shade tree mechanic type contracts going on. You feel me? So yeah, we got the bag. We did the macing, we did the knife, we did the pool thing. A lot of people still think all of that is real. Some of it was improv.
Yeah.
Per se, you know.
But you really want to get some hands
I
on
really
it.
want to fight. So, cause me and him were talking amongst these situations, right? And he's giving me valuable information about what gives him his status, and like I'm learning from him. But at the end of it, he pulled like he just blocked me and just stopped talking to you, Hollywood me.
Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah, really Hollywood.
He did.
Yeah.
And I feel played about it. Like now I want to.
Now it bothers you.
Yeah, cause he like was like, yeah, we want to do this, this, and this, and then bling hung up like.
Wow.
And then just kept on pushing. I was like, what? Thought we were supposed to do like this, that,
You
and
know
the
who
other.
Charleston White is?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am not a Charleston White fan. I understand. Listen, y'all. I understand clout. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we have to show club.
I
It
do.
nerves me.
I just some stuff I'm like, oh my God, people.
So can I ask what don't you guys? What don't you like about Charleston White?
What don't I like about
Yeah.
Charleston White?
I mean, there's a lot, but
It's a lot. It's a lot. Most of the time, I always disagree with something he says. A lot of times, I'm like, "Oh my God, y'all let this nigga be talking crazy."
He's a wild.
Says
He
a
be-
lot of
he be
controversy.
saying
Yeah, he
shit.
does.
And I know,
He said on purpose. He told me.
Right.
and I know he
He
does.
says it for the views, to the clicks.
And see, what I don't like is, I'm like, I think we're at a day and age now where we're literally like anybody can say anything, and no, nothing really happened. Because realistically, nothing's ever happened to Charleston White.
Right.
He literally says, fuck gangs,
Right.
fuck certain people, fuck Nipsey, fuck Kobe. He says
the
shit.
babies, all that.
And no, like, nothing happens. I don't know if maybe back in the day, maybe some shit would have happened, I feel like. But, like, at
Right.
this point now, it's like, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't, because it allows the next person to be like, oh, if Charleston can do that,
right.
fuck it. It worked for him. He getting the bag. He getting paid. He on Aiden Ross in them stream. He boxing. He doing this. He's popular. He's getting booked to do comedy shows. He's trash at comedy. But if he can say all this wild stuff, then what's to stop the next generation to pick? You know what I mean? Aiden right here. What's to stop him from being the next Charleston?
Yeah.
Right.
If he wanted to. And you can't say nothing.
So you don't like the disrespect to Nipsey and
I
Cole?
don't like none of that. He be saying some wild shit.
Yeah, he does.
And I think that's for me. You know, I understand. Like I said, I do. I understand clout. I understand situations. I understand, being popular and making, certain situations and doing certain things for that. But it's like at some point, y'all gotta you gotta chill.
Some type of respect. Like
Some type of, Brandon. What do you? I mean, you don't have nothing. You don't care about.
He don't be on my radar like that. But when he is, I just chalk it up as it's entertainment, and that's some people's form of entertainment.
It is. It is.
Irks me.
It irks him. What don't you like about Charleston? What don't you like about some of these other individuals? There's different creators.
Right,
there's
there's
different
types of
streamers. There's different what you know what I mean? What?
Well, with Charleston White, pretty much the same to piggyback off what you're saying. A lot of things that he says is just so crazy. And there's so many, and I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, but there's a lot of unintelligent people out in the world. So when they see him say things, they instantly believe it.
For sure.
And so I think that creates just like toxicity.
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't need that.
Yeah.
We need, we don't need that.
Which also bothers me. I'm like, y'all niggas taking advice or like listening to Charleston White. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But not as far as advice goes, like the regular shit he be saying, not how to go viral and all that, because he got that down pat.
Right.
But I'm saying on like some of the grander scheme of things he says, people like really will take hold to it, and then it starts to turn into more.
Well, he ain't teaching nobody how to go viral. He just saying whatever and going viral.
No, he was teaching you how to go. He taught you. He said it. You said he was giving you the
He knows how to do it.
He knows how to, which he does.
I ain't about to do it.
But he knows.
If I was doing what he doing, I'd be saying a lot of.
You'll be saying a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah,
but I'm saying at least so he doesn't tell you like so the way you want to post is this is how you want to post.
Nah. He was just saying like everything everybody think I'd be saying. Yeah. I don't be saying all that. Like I don't be doing like that. I ain't never snitched on nobody. Like that's what he was telling me. He's like, I ain't never told on nobody. Yeah, I just be saying.
Clip that.
That's what he said.
Clip that, Charles. Nobody knows. So you hey.
I don't be telling on nobody. So I just be saying it.
Okay, y'all ain't gonna hear that? I mean, we jumping that, baby. Clip that,
He told me
piece of shit.
He personally said that.
It's crazy though that like a lot of stuff like you were saying like that we see that people see on the internet, they don't know that it's not real or that it's not true.
Right.
They just automatically see
Believe
something
it.
on TikTok and they believe that it's real or that it's true or that you know what I'm saying? It's like that's crazy
Well,
that
we living in the now.
people still think that you got maced.
Yeah.
You know, because like everything we
To
see,
this day.
we think it, or people think it's real.
Yeah.
To this day. That's why whenever people ask me about how to make money off of social media, I tell treat your social platform as if you were a network station, a network television station, right? You have commercials, have your main shows, have your main actors on your network. Your platform is your network television show.
Yeah.
You are your ABC, your CBN. You know what I mean? You have your reruns. Like I have reruns. Like I'll go through my archive, pull content up from back. We'll drop it. I got the video that I just dropped. Shout out to Instagram for the trial. Y'all use the trial.
Yeah.
Trial basically throws your content back basically on the Explore page, right? So a lot of people don't know that.
The what?
The trial
Trial,
post.
gives you like a
trial
trial.
post.
Wow.
Trial post. I don't know what
Yeah,
that is.
there's a new feature on Instagram. It's called Trial.
Before you actually launch it, they let you see what it.
Oh, they let you see if it's going to do some.
It throws it on the Explore page. basically.
Okay.
What you want to do is take any video that's already went viral, throw that on there that trial every other day, because it doesn't post it on your page until it goes viral. You already know the content's viral.
If it does good on the trial, then it posts to your
Then
page.
it posts it.
Oh, okay.
So I knew that video of me slapping Charles White never went viral like it should have when all that was going on. But I knew if I posted it on the night of that fight, and put the right hashtags,
Oh my goodness.
it's at 800,000 views right now. That's 2 days. Because I knew that if win or lose of that fight, everyone's gonna be talking about him that next day. So I said, let me post a trial, put the right hashtags, and boom, that next day, 2 days up, boom. I was like, okay. it's literally formulas to this.
Right.
So do you guys have like a setup? Because this is what I struggle with, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there that do social media struggle with it as well. When do you find time to shoot, edit, and do you have like a posting strategy? Do you say like, okay, every Tuesday I'm gonna post at this time, or every Wednesday I'm gonna do nothing but content? Because I kind of battle with that, and I think that a lot of people
you're really
battle with that, and it's just, I want to be consistent, but I kind of get stuck on, okay, do I just spend one whole day on content, or how do I do this to execute it?
Yeah.
You gotta find, for me per se, because I tried all versions, right? I used to post every day. I used to shoot every day. I went from shooting and posting every day to posting 2 to 3 times a week on my most viral days that the analytics said worked for me. Then I went to posting once a month. Like, I was like, okay, my content's good enough, my numbers are good enough. Now I'm posting once a month. And over time, till this point of now, where we are in today's society with streaming and live, everything's live now. Everything's streaming, YouTube live, Instagram live.
I told you to
Kick,
go live. I told her to go live.
everything. So a year ago, you asked me this, I would have said, schedule your posts, shoot everything. You don't have to post everything. Schedule everything out. Find your niche. A year ago, I would have told you that. Today, shoot everything, post everything.
Just shoot and post.
Shoot and post.
Shoot and post.
Shoot and post. So does it matter how many times? And so right now, I guess I go between TikTok and Instagram. So you mentioned going live. Do I go live on TikTok?
TikTok, you go live on TikTok, you go live on YouTube. Those are like the main ones. And Twitch, like we're here now. Twitch is the main thing. So right now, streaming is becoming the biggest sensation than it's ever been. TV right now is people rather watch
Twitch.
on Twitch right now.
Yeah.
And the rest of these streamers. I'm gonna go real quick so we can get out of here. But like I kind of been doing the same routine. I'll have a day where I shoot content in a day. I'll get a group of people together, shoot a bunch of different skits, and I edit maybe same day, next day, whatever, and I kind of have stuff to space out. Because I know right now too, a lot of these platforms they want you to drop on their shit,
and you should be streaming. You should be streaming.
And I'm trying to get. And that's what we be trying to figure out.
While he's doing that, he should be streaming that he's doing that.
Wow.
That's what I'm trying to get to now.
But I will say that everything's a revolving door, and life tends to repeat itself. So if we're at the moment in the day of age, if everyone's streaming right now, that means we're going to regress back to like the pictures. The point of someone spending like 20 days on taking one picture
and
posting it
again.
So
more is going to be less.
More is going to be less. Yeah. So on Instagram, do you post more on your story, or do you post more?
I post reels 4 to 5 times a day.
Yeah, he posts,
reels 4 to 5 times a day.
Yeah, on his page.
Just on the reels. Now, if I have a bait, like if we do a skit right now, I'll put that on my main page, right? I'll post it. When after we're done, I'll edit it and post it. But it's going to be on my main page because I'm living in the moment of now because I'm streaming. I was up to 2:00 last night. I did 10 clips from the stream that we did, 5-hour stream last night. Did 10 clips, posted those before I went to bed. Got up this morning. We're streaming now. I'm going to get probably about 5
when you have time
clips.
to edit your clips.
Right.
As soon as I'm finished.
Oh my goodness.
Do it, done it, get it done, then I'm next.
Are you using AI to edit? That's what kind of stuff she asked. Are you using AI to edit, or are you personally editing?
I personally edit because Twitch has it set up to where you can go back and catch viral clips.
See there you go. Now you know.
And then I post the clips because I'm living in today's now, right? So my rules are based on I'm trying to funnel everyone to my Twitch because they pay, because I have literal commercials running right now that they'll pay me for ads if someone's watching me. So that's how I'm making my money. Then I get it from, like, say for instance, we're drinking these water bottles or something, and I'm like, oh, I'm always drinking Surge. I want to get a brand in from Surge. I would reach out, be like, yo, I'm drinking it. I handed these out. Like every time I go out, like you give me $200 for every time I mention Surge, some shit like that. And that's the days now because it's a living network. So we're living our networks right now. So say you have commercials. Like right now, I might say, "Oh, listen, y'all brought to Dubai, and get $200 for that."
Just got to do the content.
I do.
That's the name of the game. You just gotta do the content. You just
Actively
gotta
be
post.
working.
You just gotta be doing something. But about to get up out of here.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Sway, let us know what's coming up next, where they can find you. Give me everything you've got.
Which
what you've
camera on
done.
that, right here?
Oh, right here, bam, right there.
Big dog. Okay. On Instagram is GODCARLEON, God Corleone. It's Sway D Plug on all other platforms. You can check me out on Amazon Prime, Tubi. That's Suckers. Yeah, y'all want to go check that
You
out.
want to see that?
If you haven't seen that movie, you're wasting time with your life. You need to go see
You
it
a sucker.
right now.
Yeah.
Go check that out, man. And hopefully you'll be seeing Suckers, the prequel, the sequel coming real soon.
Yeah, we working on that too.
I mean,
okay.
shout out to everybody that's on this platform today. I appreciate everybody that
All right,
you
thank
know,
you for coming.
y'all for having
Thank
me. You're a phenomenal individual
You as
right here
well.
next to me. What's your sign, by the way?
Capricorn.
Ah, Cap.
You know about those?
I'm familiar.
What are you?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh,
Cancer.
so is my son and ex-husband. So I get it.
See?
I get it.
So y'all
Yeah,
get along. I
we
think.
get along.
I'm assuming that's what that means. I don't know which one. Can you take us out? Let us know what your.
So follow me on all platforms. Keoni Carew. That's KeoniCarew.
Yeah, Brandon.
I am B More on everything. Make sure you go check out Suckers with Sway in it, killing it, funny as hell. And yeah, that's all I got.
That's all we got. All right, hey, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of Movies and Models. Please like, subscribe, follow, tune in, slide us some DMs. You know what I mean? Let them know what you think about their content. Tell her what kind of stuff she should be making on Twitch. Help her out. Give her some ideas. Matter of fact, she might do them if y'all subscribe. We don't know. All right.
I want to see
Appreciate
what
y'all
kind of stuff
watching.
she writing so we can
We,
make a
we
movie.
want to
Yes, absolutely.
All right, y'all. Appreciate it. We out.
Bye.